Hello, everyone. So today we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics, and that is spirituality. So I wanted to talk a little bit about plant medicine, about the shamanic side of the spiritual world, and because I think it's so interesting. And we're going to talk about plant medicine as well, which is a very um well, very bumpy sometimes topic. So I want to give a disclaimer. It's not for everyone. I always feel like you have to live really authentically. And if that's not for you, then it's not for you. And then there's no one to judge you. There's no spiritual superiority if you don't like do it, or if you're not into that stuff, or it's perfectly like it's perfect what you feel, what you need to do authentically. That's the thing you have to do, and there's no one to judge that. And if you're really against these plant medicine, that's fine as well. Just skip to another video. It's not for you. I'm not suggesting anyone should do it or something like that. I'm just telling my view about it, and just tell you my experience. All right. So I've had the honor to guide plant medicine ceremonies in Spain. I did that at on May, and it's a really beautiful area. It's a really, plant medicine. It's so interesting how the universe, how the earth gives us medicine, not only for our bodies, but also for our minds and for our soul. And it really felt for me, I've done it like a few times now, and myself for my own journey and my own process. And it always felt like a cleanse of my soul. And it's always different. And with every person, it's different. So my first thing to say, if you want to do it, sometimes let go of all your expectations, how hard that may be, because sometimes it really affects the experience you have, because you're so stuck in like this one way of doing it. It's always like that. If you're so stuck in like your narrow-minded vision, like this is what I want, this is what I want to experience, you don't see the beauty that's all around there as well. And it's a shame. Yeah. But on the other side, you can't really do it wrong either. I mean, if that's what comes up, then that's what's good. That's what comes up, and that's what you can learn at that time as well, which is beautiful. Um, for me, the plant medicine, they're really magical. Um they let you see things that you sometimes don't even want to see, that you didn't know that you experienced, or that you don't want to look at, but somewhere you still do want to look at it, because it will set you free in the end. And that's what I experienced over and over and over again. If you face your fears, and that's not just with plant medicine, that's also in life. If you face your fears and you experience the exact fear, often you realize that it's not so scary after all, that you will survive it, that you will, even come out better than before often. But if you're in the middle of it, and if you're really in the struggle, you don't really see that. And I think always keeping your hopes up, that, and also remembering, like, okay, I'm in the middle of this, I don't know what comes, but I'm in the middle of this, and that's why my mind is being tricky. That's why my mind is is having depressed thoughts sometimes. But life is always like this, like it flows. And if you're like, for example, if you're really in a low state of mind, you always come back. It always goes like this. And I don't know how long that is for you, But I really do believe that the problem is that sometimes we let ourselves get stuck into this low vibration, into this, we don't really go with the flow anymore. Like we don't allow ourselves to change, actually, to, because life is like this ever expanding thing. It's a really beautiful thing, but you have to let yourself change as well. It's part of life. You are ever changing. You're not the person you used to be 5 years ago, and neither should you. So I really think that the problem sometimes is that we get stuck in not changing, in not allowing ourselves to see what we need to see, not allowing ourselves to accept what is right in front of us, to like resist it, to resist to change. And that's people can get stuck in that for years, and that's a really sad thing. So I really believe that when you accept that you need to change, that change is inevitable, and that you will come out of it better than before, or even more advanced, more expanded. You have more experiences, and sometimes the risk is that you become less naive, less childish, but that's also a change. And it's not um it's not a bad thing. It's just, and it's different for everyone. Some people need to feel that they can be the child again, and some people need to feel that they need to grow up. And both is beautiful and both is fine. And that's why I say in the beginning, like, to live authentically is so important. Like, not per se, I mean, there are people in your life probably that really love you, really care for you, and really have something important to say to your life as a reflection, but in a loving way. And sometimes you need to listen to those people, and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you feel deep inside of you that something is right for you, or something is wrong for you, or something is true for you, or something is not true for you. And I feel like you have to follow that, because that's the only way to live this life well, to follow that inner feeling that, yeah, where life wants to take you, where you want to go, where your soul deep inside wants to go. And I think that's a beautiful thing, to live authentically in that. And also with the plant medicine. I mean, the plant medicine are just it's just a tool, It's not necessary. It's just a tool. But it's a really powerful tool as well. And but I think the most important, you can learn all the lessons, and without plant medicine, without shamanism, without healing even, because we heal in everyday life as well. We get to experience different things, which is healing. We get to listen to music, watch movies where we see different versions of ourselves, where we see different versions of how our life can be. And that can be healing as well. You don't have to go to a therapist or to a healer. Is not necessary. I mean, it is helpful if you feel authentically that that's the way for you to go. I really believe that. So just be authentically. I think that's the main message here. Yeah. All right. I love you. Have a really, really, really nice day.